Today's question is a big one. Why, Cody, why am I not catching crappie? What's going on? Man, I get that question all the time. And you know who I get it from the most is bass fishermen. And that's because I love y'all to death, but bass fishermen have some of the worst habits from bass fishing that do not transfer into crappie fishing. Welcome on back, baby. We're about 2 weeks in, 30 days, 30 ways, tips and tricks to help you rip some lips. Where to start? Okay, why am I not catching crappie? Let's start at the end. So first things first, you cannot set your hook on a crappie like you do on a bass. That is the most common problem I run into when I take people crappie fishing. They usually are fanatical bass fishermen, and they're usually really good at it. And they're like, yo, I gotta get on them slabs with y'all. So we bring them on the boat. Come on, let's get on it, baby. The problem is, crappie, we all know their nickname is a paper mouth, and it's so true. A lot of the time, your hook sets can determine whether or not you're catching crappie. Crappie like to hit, there's two ways mainly that they hit. They're either gonna slam that jig, hit it hard, baby. They're just gonna take it. Or you're just gonna feel a little boop, and that's it. Those little boop, those are the ones that give you the most trouble. And the reason is crappie are gonna take that jig and sit. A bass, if you're used to bass fishing, bass are gonna hit that jig and they're gonna swim off. No matter what they do, you're gonna hit your lure and they're gonna, you can always tell when you catch a bass because it's just constant pressure, right? Crappie are they're chill. They're just really relaxed. They're just hanging out. They're lazy fish. They're gonna hit that jig and they're gonna sit. Then you set the hook. Now, when you set the hook, you're not trying to Bill dance them, son. You're not, wham! Don't do all that. You wanna set it kind of medium pressure or just reel really fast and then pick up on the rod. Either one of those techniques will work good. If you watch our video enough, you'll see I just kind of set it and then I start reeling, but I'm not setting it. I'm not pulling that fish to the moon. There's a time and a place for that, and 90% of the time, this is no place for that. Start with your hook sets. Lessen the load when you set the hook, or just start reeling really fast. If they're on a bobber setup, if you're using a minnow and it's floating down below, they're gonna eat it and then they're gonna just hit it, hang for a second, just pick it up. That's it. Just like boop, and then start reeling. All right. Number two is I think that a lot of people forget how lazy crappie are. There's times of the year when you can throw like road runners or stuff like this past them, right? Inline spinners, they do fantastic. Jigs do good, minnows do good, as we talked about. They have these little basically baby spinner baits that you can use, and those are fine and dandy, but those are not good all year long. Those are good pre-spawn, post-spawn, when the fish are real aggressive, right? If you want to catch them all year round, you're gonna have to hang out with them. Crappie are real lazy. I don't know if y'all can see that right there, but they like to hang out with structure. They like to sit. Go to Bass Pro. Go to any aquarium that has these fish in them. Crappie are always doing what? They're just chilling. They're just sitting right up against some structure, hanging out, whereas the bass are cruising. The gar are cruising, catfish are sniffing around, right? What's crappie doing? They're just chilling. The same way you can see them on a live scope. They're just kind of hanging out. So the best way to catch them during like the summer and harder times of the year is to get a jig or a minnow, and you want to set it with the crappie. They're gonna eat it. If you get it close to them, they're gonna attack it. We talked about that on a previous video. Slow down your fishing. You know, they're gonna want a bait that just sits right in front of them, maybe kind of drifts through, pretty lackadaisical. They're not gonna want that ripping technique. That's just not what they're after. They're a lazy fish. They want to eat it. As soon as it hits them right in front of their face, they want to just hang right there and just eat it. That's two things that I can say that I hope help increase your odds for catching crappie. Also, another reason is you're just fishing open water. And there's a time when they're in the open water, and it's usually pre and post spawn when they're going up and coming back out, but the vast majority of the year they're gonna be hanging out in submerged structure, up against trees, stuff to that effect, getting their big balls, and they just kind of hang out. So just slow your baits down, dangle that bait right in front of them. Don't set the hook so dang hard that you send them flying to the moon like Doge did 2 years ago. and just try to fish submerged brush pile or standing timber. That's my tips for y'all today. Hope that helps. Hope these videos are doing fantastic at helping y'all get on the crappie. Y'all aren't gonna wanna miss any, so smash the subscribe button. 30 days, 30 ways, tips and tricks to help you rip some lips. Check this video out and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!